Hey, this is Amy Scott Grant of AskAmyAnything.com. And today I want to talk to you about how do you know what is true? Do you have a way to know what is absolute truth without a shadow of a doubt? When you have to make a major decision, do you have a way of knowing what the right thing to do is? And I don't mean the morally right thing. I mean the right thing for this decision in this moment. Sometimes the options look equally good and we just want to know which one is the best. Other times the stakes are really high and it matters if we make the right decision or not, because there's going to be costs and consequences if we don't make the right decision. And other times it's just hard, right? Like not everyone is a super decisive person. And even if you are, sometimes it's just hard to make certain decisions. So what's your method? Like, how do you know what is absolutely true and what is the right decision to make in any moment? Now, there are some pretty common ones that people use. Some people listen to their gut. They trust their gut. Other people kind of have to feel into an answer in their heart, like what feels like the right choice for them. Some people need to gather a ton of data and information and do some in-depth analysis, like very mental, very in their head, very logical and brain-focused type of decision making. Still, other people kind of have to survey a lot of people that they know who know them really well or who they trust and gather a lot of opinions before they can make their own decision. But what if I told you that there was a faster, easier way than any of this? I call it truth testing. And I tell you what, once you learn truth testing, I have a feeling you're going to like it so much, you're going to want to use it on everything. So for the past 20 years, I have been helping people, 20 or so, I have been helping people just like you to get clear so they can get results. My specialty is I permanently dissolve your biggest blocks, doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs. But the first, and in my opinion, the most important step in this process, and this is where I start with all of my students, all of my clients, the first step is truth testing. Because I don't want you or anyone else to have to take my word for something. You should be able to have a way that you can know absolutely what is true. And you could test me on that too. Now, my intuition is insanely accurate. You could test me on that too. But even still, I think there's less power in you just trusting someone who is really good at what they do versus knowing for yourself. There is a lot of power, autonomy, and independence that comes from knowing for yourself what is true. In fact, truth testing is so important, in my opinion, like not truth testing, but the act of you actually knowing what is true. That is so important that's why I made it step 1 in my 9-step method to help you get clear and get results, because you need to know for yourself what is true. Now, there are a lot of ways to do this, right? I'm not even going to go into all of them, but there's a lot of different methods for truth testing. Hey, if you go to a chiropractor, they probably even use a form of truth testing just to test what substances are going to have what kind of effect on your body, right? They call it muscle testing. There's a lot of ways to do it, but in my opinion, the fastest, easiest, most consistently reliable process that everyone can use is with a pendulum. Now, this is not a new age thing. I do not have a new age bone in my body, honestly. I don't use new age tactics or anything like this. The pendulum is an ancient tool that is used to discern wisdom. There is no power in the pendulum, which is why I can show you how to do it, not just with a pendulum, but with a set of car keys, with a pendant on a chain, with a washer, like a little metal washer on a piece of string, with pretty much anything that you could dangle. I could show you how to do this because there's no power in the object itself. Okay. It is simply a tool for getting divine guidance and divine wisdom. It's just a tool. There's no magic in it, with or without a K. I don't do that. So if that's what you're looking for, maybe keep looking. No, it is an ancient tool to discern wisdom and truth. And then that sort of brings us into a philosophical matter, which is, where does truth come from? Now, you might have a different perspective, but my belief is that truth comes from one source and one source only, and that is God. Okay, so when I am using the pendulum and when I am teaching people to use the pendulum, we are asking the Holy Spirit to simply use this inanimate object as a tool to discern truth. I'm asking for guidance direct from the Holy Spirit. You may have a different set of beliefs, but that does not make this tool any less effective. Truth testing is a reliable way to discern truth, to get guidance on decisions, to remove your own bias, get out of your own head, get out of your own way, and know what is most optimal and the most aligned thing for you to do. I will tell you straight up, I do not use the pendulum to make predictions. That's not what we're doing here, okay? We're not diviners in that sense. We're not looking to predict the future. We're simply looking to know what is the most optimal choice in this moment. Or if we hear something and we're like, is that true? Or if a person's talking to us, we can use that to discern whether or not there is truth. Because life gets smoother, more enjoyable, far more satisfying when you are living in alignment with the truth, right? What is actually true, okay? So do you want to learn how to do that? Good news. I've got some videos here on my YouTube channel. I'm not going to lie, these are really old, okay? But these are these videos, I look so much younger, but the videos are from 2005. If there's anything that I say in the videos that doesn't perfectly align with what I just told you, it's because I used a much softer approach back then. I never used to use the word God when talking with people in doing this work. And there's a number of reasons for that, not because of anything related to my beliefs, but because a lot of times the people who came to me for help, let's just say a lot of people who grow up in organized religion are a little bit scarred. Okay, and certain words will kind of trigger them. So if other people needed to use divine creator, source, whatever in place of God, if that is what they needed in order to get healing, then I was fine with that. But I really don't do that anymore. I would say those sort of softer words, but in my head, I was always thinking God. So now I just say it. I say it. And if that, I don't know, offends you or you can't hear the message because of the way I'm saying it, sorry, it's just who I am. And I find it much more efficient to just be direct now. So I would love to show you how to use this tool, a pendulum, to get guidance directly from the Holy Spirit, directly from God, so that your life can be aligned with what is your purpose, with what is planned for you for your life. So have a look around. I'm going to direct you to where you can get those videos, watch those videos. And like I said, this is just step 1 in my 9-step plan to help you to get clear and get results. So thanks for being here and enjoy learning about truth testing.